what a find. Silver again. The silver streak continues. Welcome back to the glorious fields of Perthshire in bonny Scotland. And at the moment it is a beautiful day. It's almost warm. And Scotland has been completely missing summer so far this year, so fingers crossed, maybe, just maybe, it's finally on the way. So just me today. I had hoped Simon would maybe come out, but it's the European Championship final today and Spain are playing against England. You'll never guess what team the Spanish Detectorist is supporting, but we'll see how it pans out. So maybe we'll have a very happy Simon or a very sad Simon. But by the time I've posted this, the game will be over. So we'll see who wins. So as I say, just me today, back out on the glorious fields. I'm going back on the carrot field, which has produced, I think, 5 silvers in the last 2 digs. So I've got high hopes. It's also produced medieval and Roman, so anything is possible. Also, at the end of the video, there is a huge development in the metal detecting world in terms of technology. So I will add that in at the end of the video. Right, well, let's go and see if we can find some treasure. Oh, and as ever, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, then please hit that button. Right, let's go. So here we are, the carrot field. There is some rain forecast at some point, but the field is looking amazing, nice and flat, and as ever, I'm going with the Jethro program. So if you want to know the settings, look back through my previous videos. Okay, taking all of 45 seconds. 47, 48, low and grumbly, hammered on the first. I got silver on the first hole on the last 2 digs. Now it doesn't sound very good if that's it. Oh, there's iron there as well. Let's try another one just in case I've moved it on its edge or something. There's definitely iron there. Maybe I threw it on a bit of iron because there wasn't an iron tone before I dug it up. Ah, there's something green. Well, that is not iron. That is a button. We've got a wee button on the first hole. And best of all, I've actually remembered to bring my brush and my little tool set, which you might remember I forgot last time. I've been doing so well recently. So it's still got the loop on it. And there is a very thin little button. Very small, probably off a cufflink. Maybe too small to be, or not a cufflink, but off a cuff. Maybe too small to be on a waistcoat, but what do I know? But yeah, date-wise, I think we're back to the 1700s. So first target, 45 seconds, and I think we're probably looking at something almost 300 years old. Let me know in the comments below. A good start. Lovely big Georgian silver would be nice now. Only a minute later, a wishy-washy 70, and I think we might have a musket ball. And I think we do. Well, it might actually be a pistol shot. It's quite small, but it is indeed lead. So there you go. We have find number 2, and date-wise, it's probably from before the early 1800s, so it could well be another 1700s find, or even 1600s. But almost certainly fired from a little pistol. what in Scotland they would call a dag. D-double-A-G. A little pistol you would wear in your belt, flintlock, percussion, and then you would... it was a popular weapon with the Jacobites in the 1700s. There you go. Excellent. We've got another good one. I've only dug 2 holes so far. A button and a pistol shot. 87. The right kind of readout for a coin. Tone though doesn't sound amazing. But we are out. A coin would be a phenomenal start. But I'm doing pretty well so far. Well, that looks round. Oh, I don't think it's a coin though. It's not a coin. It's well, it's a kind of funny shape with a scalloped edge. Maybe some sort of mount or even a big button. Scoop it out and see what's in there. There's a hole in it anyway. A button. Well, it's quite heavy. Maybe furniture decoration. Well, it's going to take a wee bit of a clean up and a dry out, but I will get back to you. But it's a thing. Well then, what do you reckon? It's got a kind of scalloped edge. It's shaped a little bit like a cup weight, but the wrong way around, if that makes sense. And it's got a hole in the middle. I'm reckoning it's furniture related. Maybe a mount for a drawer pull or something like that. But if you know, comment below. Well, third find, and literally, I've only been in this field for 6 or 7 minutes. Another nice one. Don't think it's a coin. Maybe an ancient relic. But you never know. So you got to dig them. A few people commented, why do you bother with the VDI, the number readout? I think that's what you call it. But I'm actually partially deaf. so I have to use the numbers as well as the tones. So sometimes 85, 86, 87 is indicative of a coin, but not always. As we're about to find out. We've got an axe head. A very small axe head. I don't think so. So, yeah, generally the tone is everything. But I do struggle sometimes with the tones. So I probably dig more holes than most would. Well, it's a thing. Looks like it's broken off of something. Possibly agricultural. But if you think it's an ancient relic, then let me know. What was I just saying about tone and you're never quite sure? This, I think, might actually be a piece of silver. Came through 74, 77. It wasn't amazing, but it was shallow. Just a sweep of the foot and out it popped. It's got a little hole in that side. Can't see one in this side. Rectangular in shape. Looks like maybe a little lid. Don't know, maybe off a pillbox. Maybe a piece of a watch, even. I can't see any hallmarks on it, but going by the weight and the blackening sort of oxidization on it, I think it could be a bit of silver. So what do you think? I wonder if it could be off a watch. A wrist strap of a watch, you know, the top clasp. But, well, I'm not certain. I'm not going to say it's 100% silver, but, well, I think it could be. This was a really squeaky, poor target. Dug it out, lost it. Which can sometimes mean it's a coin and you've turned it on its edge. Took another spadeful out and it's come out. So, 84, 85. Doesn't sound big. Oh, there's something round. That's it. So, a coin or button. What's it going to be? It could be a coin. Well, no imprint because I couldn't get it off. It could be a turner. Maybe. And if it is, it's the first one I've had in ages. Ages since I had a turner, which is a copper Scottish 2p. Alternatively, it could be a farthing, like a Victorian or a George V farthing. Right, I'm going to have to dry this out and give it the bendy thumb treatment and get back to you. But it's definitely a copper coin, I think. Well, definitely, I think. Excellent, folks. It is a turner, and I thought Charles I or Charles II, which would put it sometime between 1625 and 1680. Charles I and II were on the throne, but it's earlier. It's their father and grandfather. It's James VI of Scotland. And you'll see, I know you have to use my judgment for this, but you'll see the coin fading in on top. And you'll see a rampant lion on this side. The other side would have been a bunch of thistles, 3 thistles on a stem, but I'm afraid the other side is toasted. But I'll superimpose what would have been there. So no head on this coin, 3 thistles on this side, and the lion on the other side with 2 little dots, which indicates it's a turner or 2p, a copper 2p. So James VI was the son of Mary Queen of Scots. She was forced to abdicate in 1567 in favour of her son. He was about 13 months old at the time. She was held prisoner at Lochleven Castle, where she signed her abdication papers. She later escaped, raised an army, was defeated in battle, fled to England, only to then be imprisoned by her own cousin Elizabeth I. She remained in prison for the best part of 20 years until eventually the death warrant was signed and she was beheaded. But James VI, in 1603, he got the England job because Elizabeth died without children, and that meant that James VI of Scotland in 1603, or was it 1601, became the King of England, James I of England, and he ruled until 1625. So a copper 2p from sometime between 1567 and 1625. You beauty. That's the oldest thing I've had in a while. First of the day. Get used to finding these if you're going to take up the hobby of metal detecting. Unfortunately, that's the rain just started. But we have... Oh, what am I doing to my camera? There we go. A pretty crisp little 85. 86. Still in there. Might be in the side wall or in that loose stuff. There. Nope, there. No, it's not. It's actually in the hole. It's right in the middle. So it's just deeper. Right, let's try and do a wee live dig here without ripping the microphone out. There it is, right there. That looks round. And that, folks, is a coin. It's a coin. It looks a bit crusty. It might be a Georgian, you know. It could be a Georgian coin. Well, there's the faintest look of a head there, maybe. So we might get lucky. Right, I'm going to dry this out, get back to you in a wee minute, and give it the bendy thumb treatment. Try and do this quickly before the rain comes on heavy, but the bendy thumb is bringing it to life. Excuse me, a bit of a funny throat. But you'll see Britannia there, seated. And there's also a date at the bottom where the line is. It starts 1-7. So it is sometime between 1760 and 1799, because it is George III. And it is likelihood it's probably around about 1799. It's a halfpenny on the other side. the bust is actually reasonably clear. Give it a wee burnish, a wee polish, but you'll see his head starting to come through. And there he is. So it would say Georgius 111 Rex King. So it's Mr. Potato Head, as I call him, because I think he's got a somewhat unflattering profile. But George III ruled, as I say, between 1760 and 1820, and famous, amongst other things, for the madness of King George. But he had to have his position as king taken over by his son in around about 1810, when he had another severe bout of mental illness, which he never really recovered from. Probably pyphoria, or he was bipolar, one or the other. But terribly treated by his physicians, as they attempted unsuccessfully to cure him. And that is probably 2 pints of beer in 1799. Coin number 2. That was actually the George III halfpenny. Tucked my camera away because it's raining, and I only walked all of 3.5 feet, and I got another signal here. It wasn't the greatest, but dug it out, and I think we might have a little leather fitting. And that looks like some sort of stud, I would say. Yep. Or a rivet. A stud or a copper rivet, which would have gone through leather. So possibly from horse tack or reins or some sort of machinery which had leather attached to it. But either way, it could be contemporary with a coin, 1800s. I got a wee signal here. It's a wee chirpy one. 52, 53, which is button territory, or maybe a hammered coin. But I'm making my way down to this corner down here. You'll see where the tree line is. I haven't been down there yet, so I thought, let's give it a bash and see what happens. I should also say, people were asking what kind of head I've got on the Dace 2, but it allows me to tilt it. I bought this from eBay, so I think it was about, I don't know, £6 or £7, so about $10. So I'm sure there's varieties available. It's 3D printed. It's got a little butterfly sort of thread, or nut should I say, on the thread there, which you tighten and loosen, and it allows you just to tilt the detector head, which is quite handy for different light conditions. The only thing I find is when you start to move it around, the nut starts to loosen, so you've got to keep on tightening the nut all the time. Also, I couldn't get the tiny little screw out here, so I've actually just held it on with a bit of wire, which is part of the reason why it kind of wobbles a bit. Don't get me started. Anyway, enough waffling. Let's see. It's a 52, so I'm reckoning button. I am reckoning it's a button. What have we got? My first 4-holer of the day, maybe? Where is it? Who knows? It's right there. Oh, there it is there. There's something round. I just saw something round. I'm sure I saw something round. Oh, there it is. Well, it looks like a Tombac. I haven't had one of them for a wee while. But look at that. If that had come up, you would think, oh, milled silver. Early milled silver. Georgian even. Well, technically it is Georgian. It's Georgian, but it's a Georgian button. Let's give it a wee rub. It's lost its shank, its loop, but you can see where it was attached. Right there. So it's a Tombac. It's going to date to George III sort of era. A mixture of copper and zinc that they called Tombac, with a wee dash of arsenic just to give it a little shine. Wonderful. But it's a find. This might be one of, if not the best signal so far. $90. Often that can mean Georgian coinage. I've already had one. It's going up to 93 now, which is more like spendable And if it goes much higher, it's probably going to be a bottle top. 91, 93. I haven't had a bottle top today, which makes it all the more likely it probably is one. Right. Struggling with all this straw on the ground to dig one-handed. Pinpoint it first. Well, right in the middle, which sometimes is a good sign. Let's see. I haven't had a wee relic for a while. I'd love a wee relic. Nope. It's not easy digging, but I'll try one more and then I might have to turn you off if I don't get it out. Still in there. Right, try again. Oh, big stone or something. Right, I think I'm going to have to get back to you. Now it's just beeping everywhere. Is it out? Oh, it's there. There it is right there, look. Well, it might be a lead. Maybe a lead weight. We might have a relic after all. How on earth did that end up there? It must have just come out on that last spadefill and I didn't notice. Well, I think it's got a hole in it. I think it's got a hole in it, maybe. But it could be a lead weight. No, it doesn't have a hole in it. It just looks like it's got a hole in it. It's got a dimple in it anyway, but it doesn't go all the way through. Well, I just said, I haven't had a relic in ages. Well, I think we've got one. I think it's a big weight. I think. But I don't see any obvious markings on it. But I am very happy with that. I mean, that could be any sort of age, really. It could be a few 100 years old, but it could be a few thousand. That's the thing with these, you just do not know. It's been battered a little bit in the ground, but it's lead, and it's probably a weight. So if you know, or if you recognise, or if you got a theory on the age, then let me know in the comments below. I'm happy with that. That was a pretty deep target too. Another button contender, relatively shallow, didn't sound amazing. Still doesn't sound amazing. 49. 49, maybe a little 4-holer. I haven't had a 4-holer yet. I think I got about 8 of them the last time I was in this field. Sure it was there. Oh, it's there. Oh, it could be a coin. That must be a spendable. I think it's a penny. I think we've got a 1p piece. Going by the brown colour and the size of it. I'll use my cloth, I think. Give it a wee rub. Cupra nickel. 1p. Spendable. Although normally they... Oh, it's not. I was going to say normally they came in about 90. Oh, it's a 6p. 1962. So it's a pre-decimal. Oh, there you are. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I haven't had one in a while. I didn't realise they came in that low. Let's give it a wee rub. Well, it's a nice coin though. I got a 2 shillings last time I was in this field, which was also Elizabeth. In fact, it was, well, it wasn't in this area, but it was in this direction. A very, very clear head looking to the right of the late Elizabeth II. And a 6p. So 1960s, I think we were up to about, let me think, when I got the 2 shillings, I looked it up, we were 1 shilling and 6p, so that's 18p a pint, so, and I think that was 1958 or 1960, so we were probably around 2 shillings by 1962, so it was probably about 24p a pint, so we're talking a quarter of a pint. You can see the 3 plants represented, or flowers represented, on the United Kingdom. You've got the thistle of Scotland. You've got is it the three-leaf clover or is it a shamrock of Northern Ireland? I can never remember. You've got the rose of England, and you've got the leek of Wales. So there you go, they get a vegetable. But that's a nice find. It's a nice condition coin, and we went decimal in February of 1971. I'm going to take a wee break for a wee bit of lunch. This is my last target. It's not great, to be honest. It's a bit of a bag of spanners. 66, 67. Doesn't sound great, to be honest. Might be junk. Still down there. One more. Let's get the pinpointer. Now it's kind of vanished. Yeah, I don't have high hopes. Still down there. Oh, I think we've got it. There it is, and it's a bit of... Oh, it's a thing. That's a love heart. 2 love hearts. What is that? That might be a locket or something. And it could be silver. No way. No way. It's got writing on it. It's got writing on it. Well, to be honest, I wasn't that keen on digging that. 17PA maybe? I don't know, maybe it's not a... No, it must be some sort of locket. It's definitely heart-shaped. Right, how am I going to do this? Let's try the pick first. I think if it is hinged, I think it must be hanging on by a thread. Well, there you go. It is a heart shape. Look at that. Well, folks, I think that could be silver. Oh, I think it is attached, but I think it's just hanging on by a thread. I can see this just falling off, to be quite honest with you. And don't worry, I'm not scratching it. I am just teasing it apart. Right, well, let's do it on camera. I was going to say I'll give it a wash, but let's give it a wash while you're watching. M17PA something. Oh, it's got writing. Oh yes, look at that. The Lord watch between something. This is a lovely little locket, which is almost certainly going to be silver. Looking at the colour of it and the condition of it. You beauty. Right, I'm not going to bore you to tears watching this because it might take a while. I'm going to have to be really delicate, see if I can keep it in one piece. I doubt I'll be able to, but I'll try. Right, I'll give it a wee dab and a wee dry, and I'll get back to you in a minute. Fantastic! Right, I need to read this quickly. It is silver, and I've had to wet it to bring out the detail. The Lord watch between thee when we are absent. When we are absent, one from and... I don't know what that says. The Lord watch between thee when we are absent, one from and this. No, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, someone with better eyesight can hopefully read that for me. Now, I googled it. It's Mizpah, M-I-Z-P-A-H, P-A-H, sorry. I have never heard the word Mizpah in my life, but apparently it's Hebrew, and it means watchtower. So another word, I think the translation to English is, may the Lord watch over us, which kind of makes sense given what seems to be written on the right hand side. Oh, it's really difficult to get this in focus. And it's really difficult to read because, as you can see, as it's drying out, the letters are disappearing. It's got little oak leaves, maybe, other little leaf decorations. It looks like it's been some sort of locket. Possibly it would have had a photo in it. It is silver, although I can't see a stamp on it. It's definitely silver. And it is holding together just, but not by much. So there you go. Now apparently Mizpah was all the rage in the Victorian era. So I'm guessing this is from the 1830s to about 1900. My guess would be about 1880, 1850, something like that. But almost certainly hand engraved Mizpah watchtower in Hebrew. That is stunning. That is without doubt the find of the day. And to think I wasn't even going to dig that target. What a find. And yet again, well done to the Deus 2 and the Jethro programme. Phenomenal. What a find. Silver again. The silver streak continues. Can't quite make it to the trees yet. Silver contender. 94 to 96. Or maybe my first bottle top of the day. Still in there. Be great if I've hit a little hot spot in this corner. It's a screamer. Another silver would be phenomenal. I'd settle for Georgian. And it's an ear tag. Well, there you go. Brilliant. 49853. Your time is up. Made by Frank Baker and Sons Limited of Birmingham. Well done, Mr. Baker. I still haven't made it to the trees. A little 84, wee swipe of the foot, and it's there. Maybe a coin. I think it is. It's well worn. Let's give it the old bendy thumb. Maybe Victoria, maybe. It's very polished. It's quite a smooth coin. Right, I'm going to need to have a look at this off camera and get back to you. Well, I was right, it is Victoria. You'll just see her fading in at the moment. And it is her veiled head, it's her old head, which I think came out around the sort of 1890s. And it's a halfpenny. And on the other side, you will see Britannia seated. And the date at the bottom is 1896. So we've got ourselves another pint of beer, another halfpenny, and another Queen Victoria. Fantastic. Not sure what that is. Coin number 4 maybe? But either way, I'm having a great day. There's definitely a concentration of finds down here. I still haven't made it to the trees. This wasn't great, but now 84, 85, it's a bit of a mixed signal. It could even be 2 targets there. Right, surely this is going to be my last one. Oh, that's it there. Wow. My goodness. That is a big old lump of lead, which I might have hit with a spade or the tractors clipped it recently. My goodness, no wonder that was a bag of spanners. It's about half a pound of lead. Well, it's a thing. I don't know if it's just a random piece or if it's got a purpose. But I don't see any obvious decoration on there. That's a real big lump of lead. Well, it's a thing. But, well, it's always a good sign when you're finding lead, and I've had a lot of it off this field so far. Right, let's see if I finally get a break. What a day I'm having. Absolutely phenomenal. The silver streak continues. I've got about an hour and a half to go. I should also say not long to go until the rally season kicks in. A lot of people asking if I'm going to make it to Detectorist this year, which I think is the second weekend in September. I want to say it's the 7th, 8th and 9th, something like that. Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm going to be working because they didn't release the dates until late on, and I emailed them to find out so I could save the dates, and it took them 3 months to reply. So I will not be at Detectorist, but myself, Simon, Martin and Pete will all be at the Rodney Cook Rally, which is the 30th of August, that weekend, the Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So you will see us there. Regton have also asked me if I could go on their stand potentially for a wee bit, so you might see me at the Regton stand as well. So if you do, bring me a nice ice cold beer. Where else am I going? I'm also going the 20th of September. Yes, the 20th of September. I just had to check there. I've got a ticket. I've got tickets for, there's a rally in Scotland down in the Scottish borders, which is called Lothian Relics. I think it's called the Michael Hare Memorial Rally. So it's somewhere down in the Scottish borders, and it takes place over 3 days, 2 days. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I think it's only detecting Saturday and Sunday. So I know I'm going to that. I think Pete's going. No, Pete is going because he told me he's booked a ticket. So I'm going, Pete's going. Simon, I think's dithering because he doesn't know what he's going to be doing with himself. Martin's going to decide nearer the time. I've never been to any of Lothian relic digs before. I think Simon's been to a couple, he's not had any success at all. I think Pete's been to a couple, he's not had any success either. So I don't know what to expect. I've never been to one of their rallies, I've certainly never been to one of their weekenders, and I'm not for one moment endorsing any rally. You do not know what you're going to find. You just turn up, you pitch your tent, and you hope for the best. So if any of you are going to be at either of them, I look forward to seeing you. So do come over and say hello. Right, I've had my wee break. I've got about an hour and a half left. It's just starting to rain again, but fingers crossed it doesn't come on too heavy. So let's go and see if we can find any more treasures. We are back up and running after our break. And a screamer of an 8791. Sounds good. Sounds good. What's that? Oh, so well, what is it? It's not a coin. It looks like a horse brass. Maybe. It's broken in two. Zoom you in a touch. Well, no wonder it was an ear-blowing signal. It's got 3 holes in it, I think. Is that a third hole? No. Maybe. No, it is. It is. It's got 3 holes in it. And I think it might be a horse decoration, mounted possibly on leather. In fact, it's got 4 holes in it. There's another one there. There's my tool. There it is. Yes. We've got 4 holes, so I'm guessing there was another one there. So, well, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's furniture decoration. But it's a thing. If you know, comment below. I'm guessing Victorian, 1830, 1900. Well, maybe I shouldn't have stopped detecting because I seem to have lost my momentum. I've only dug one good target in just over an hour. So I've only got about 30 minutes to go. You can see a couple of hares up ahead. See if I can get some footage of them. But hopefully worth the wait. An 88. Not a brilliant sound, to be honest. But, well, sounds a bit better now. A deep coin, maybe. Oh! Well, it seems to have moved. So let's see. And then we'll see if we can sneak up on a couple of hares. Get a bit of footage. Well, it's a bottle top. There you go. Whiskey, I'm guessing. But, well, it's a find. There's one of them. The other one's completely vanished. But there go, or there goes, a little hare. Oh, there's the other one. It was playing possum. but it's broken cover. Amazing how big they are when you see them up close. But there you go, just hairing about. A bit of a dodgy 74. It looks like we've got some writing. Possibly part of a toy, I'm thinking, maybe? Toy car or something. Got some of the mud off, but it's pretty sticky. I'm in a wee clay bit of field here. Yeah, I think it's going to be a toy car or something. Writing on there. The remnants of a little bit of paint. Part of maybe a horse-drawn carriage, maybe? What does it say? It says J. Hill and Company, England. So, maybe a premonition that England are going to win the European Championships. Simon will be most upset. Well, what do you reckon that is? I'd say children's toy, but what is it? Maybe, I think it could be like a horse-drawn carriage. Or a broken part of it, but let me know in the comments below. I'm guessing probably turn of the last century. 1920s, 30s. Could be way through to the 50s though. We're inside the last 100 metres. Or 330 feet, depending on how you'd like to measure it. So I thought, well, let's just walk with you. You'll probably all be going, he's swinging too fast. But I am kind of speeded up a bit. Yeah, don't like the sound of that one. As you'll see, lots and lots of pottery. Lots and lots of glass on the surface, which is always a great sign. And a phenomenal day with another piece of silver and another few other relics. Now I'd love to do a little summary of the best of the finds, but I'm running late, I don't have the time, so I'm going to just leave it and I'm going to make my way back to the car. $55, $57, because I've got places to be and things to do. So I think I will do a wee light box on another occasion, because I think the finds deserve it. Seems to be out. Could be a wee button. 54, 55. It's in my hand, I think. Or whatever it is, it's tiny. That's it there. Tiny little bit of aluminium. Okay, well that's us. Well, that is me folks. Another day in paradise. And another silver. I've got a potential silver in the little sort of rectangular piece that looks like it could be part of a lid. But I've got a definite silver in the little Mizpah brooch, which I've never seen one before, never found one before, and to be honest, I'd never even heard of Mizpah, as you'll have seen when I dug it up, because I thought it said M17, so there you go. Initially I thought it was junk. Target didn't sound amazing, but it is silver. So yet again, I think that's now 5 digs on the trot that I've hit silver, and the last 3 digs in this field have all produced a bit of jewellery. So there must have been some well-dressed ladies in the fields of Perthshire come harvest time in the days of old. So let's have a wee look at this little breakthrough in metal detecting technology. Let me know what you think. And who knows, maybe they'll get in touch. Maybe they'll lend me one to try out. That would be nice.
Finding lost treasures is never easy, and searching with traditional tools takes up too much time. That's why we created Drone Rover, a super light detector that is compatible with any DJI drone. Drone Rover is capable of detecting metallic and non-metallic objects, and its state-of-the-art sensors can discover objects that are located 100 feet underground. Connecting your tablet or smartphone with the Drone Rover app lets you inspect the desired area in real time. Finding treasures is now as easy as marking the area, and autopilot will take care of the rest. Make your treasure hunting easier with Drone Rover. By Treasure Hunter.
Well, let me know in the comments what you think. As I say, it's not really metal detecting, is it? Well, not as we know it. But I suppose if you're looking to explore a large area looking for concentrations, I'll be interested to hear and to see some reviews in terms of what size does a target need to be for it to pick it up. Maybe it's just more of a tool for industry, like finding gas pipes and water pipes rather than archaeological finds, but you never know. So yeah, interesting one, but I suppose it could help you to focus on a particular area where there might be hotspots or even the signs of previous people having lived. But either way, interesting, and probably the direction that metal detecting is going to head in over the next 10 years or so. Right, as ever, I hope you enjoyed the video. An excellent day, and I'm pretty certain Simon's going to be coming out sometime later in the week. Fingers crossed. But as ever, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you'd give it a subscribe, and also if you give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video. Right, I'm heading home. Chores to do, dinner to cook. So thank you all for watching. Another epic day on the fields of Perthshire. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.